Now this is some tight squeeze. One massive ship, nearly 4 hockey rinks long, creeping along the St. Lambert Lock on Montreal's south shore. Another day at the office for the crew. And what's with this? Water sprinklers on the deck. Well, they keep the hull cool, because under this hot July sun, the boat could bend. These large ships, sailing these narrow nautical arteries, are called lakers. On a day like this, it's a pleasure cruise along the St. Lawrence. Feels a bit like a marine road trip. And the sights, some wonders of modern engineering. The voyage takes us through a network of locks, gradually lifting these ships more than 180 meters from the Atlantic Ocean to the head of the Great Lakes. That's the height of a 60-story building. Now a look at how it works. In about 6 minutes, the Duel is lifted 4.5 meters above the level of Montreal Harbor. It's a process repeated many times before reaching the Great Lakes and the heart of North America. Boats come and go, up and down the locks. People around here hardly give it a second glance. But there's something different on this trip, and you see it up here, through the windows of the bridge, a silhouette, hair back in a ponytail. Meet Charlene Munden. She's not even 40, captain of the Tim S. Duel.
Right now we're moving through the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Charlene's from Outport, Newfoundland, and making her way in a man's world.
Just take that wheel off again. Hard to port.
It's an awesome responsibility, sailing this ship safely through these waters. It's all on her. One slip-up could be costly, especially when the waterways are this tight. But Charlene is cool under pressure.
It's just long and time-consuming.
Today, the ship is weighed down with more than 27,000 metric tons of iron ore pellets from the Labrador Trough, making its way to a steel factory in Hamilton. Home is thousands of kilometers away, but for Charlene, this is the next best thing.
I think it suits my personality. I'm not a big people person. It's a good way to get away from people and not have to deal with the BS that comes with it.
They call her Capt, or ma'am, and she's a rare find. Dozens of Canadian flagged bulk carriers navigate the Great Lakes. But you could fit all the female captains inside a small, compact car and still have room for a passenger.
Oh, Jean, should probably have white meat.
To the other women on the Duel, she's an inspiration.
I have a lot of admiration for her because she's very good at her job. She's very good at her job. And I think that's even tougher being a woman. And actually, I think maybe a lot of men might learn from her. I think women have to be held to a higher standard out here because I think they're waiting for it in the defaulter. And I just think she's really come out strong.
And the boys on board, they've got a lot of time for their captain.
She may have less experience, but she achieves this as best or even better than some others that have more experience with this system. That's why she really surprised me.
Yeah, see that green buoy down there?
Yes.
Let's steer on that.
So I was really amazed from the beginning.
She's also a good communicator and an excellent ship handler from what I've seen so far. So she's got the communication skills, command skills, you might say, and the technical skills to go along with it from what I've seen.
Captain Munden hasn't been promoted, and she isn't in the position she is because she's a woman. Captain Munden is our senior shipboard manager based on capabilities and management skills and drive.
Jean Bouffard's been sailing the Great Lakes since 1976. Back in the day, there was an old superstition. It was bad luck to have a woman on board. Now he's taking orders from one.
I really enjoy working with her. And she knows it too. I told her once or twice.
So what's it like being surrounded by men?
I've been on this ship before, so they already know me. New crews tend to try to push my limits a little bit more.
And what do you do when people push your limits?
They see a side of me you don't want to see.
Paula Morley is chief cook on the Duel and knows how difficult it can be for a woman to work on a ship. Not long ago, she wouldn't recommend it.
It was pretty rough back in the day. So if you were willing to be out here, you were willing to take, stand up for yourself. because most people weren't. If you're a woman out here, then you better be able to take it. But now there's a lot of guidelines, there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of structure, there's a lot of protection for women out here now, which is good. Nowadays, the men have finally started to realize that it's unacceptable.
Charlene would love to see more women on board these ships. In fact, she would like to see more people, period.
We're in dire need of every officer, doesn't matter if it's male or female, but I would like to see more women do jobs that are not commonly for women.
To really tell the story of Captain Charlene Munden, you have to start here. Tiny Jean de Bay. It's early February and winter ice has closed the Great Lakes to shipping. So Charlene is home, navigating through Jean de Bay. Her first mate on this ride is Deacon the Cat. Sure, the biggest boat on the beach of her hometown would be lost in the cargo hold of the Doul. Not a single streetlight, not even a place to buy a cold drink or a hot meal. Peaceful living for 250 souls on the Burin Peninsula. Here's where Charlene lives.
When Aldo's cut?
In the winter, life is simple. Time around the house with Mom and Dad. And they couldn't be more proud.
She's an independent woman. She's strong, very friendly, and she speaks from the heart. I'm proud of her, really proud. I'm glad she went and done what she did. If she enjoys it and she likes doing her work.
You might think in an outport town they'd all be sailors. That's not the case for this family. Dad is a pipe fitter, right now working in the oil industry. Mom takes care of things at home. Charlene sailed into this career by chance.
Tell you the truth now, didn't really expect this. She was in high school, we brought her from career fair to career fair trying to figure things out, see what she wanted. She came home one night and said she's going to do nautical science. I didn't know what that was. So I read the brochures after she was done with them and I said, okay, go for it.
I knew nautical had to do with water and science. Well, I just figured it was science until I went on my first work term and ended up on a boat.
You didn't have any deep-seated passion to want to command a ship?
No.
Charlene studied nautical science at the Marine Institute in St. John's. 7 years as a first mate. 2 years ago, promoted to captain. She's well paid, could live anywhere in Canada, but would not dare break from her Jean de Bay roots.
It's home. It's where I grew up, and Mom and Dad are here, and it's just, you can't get this anywhere else.
How lucky are you?
Extremely lucky.
And here's the husband, Mark Munden. They met through an online dating site 6 years ago. In one way, their story is typical of many couples from Newfoundland and Labrador, with a spouse leaving the province for work for long stretches. But the big difference in their case is that it's the woman who leaves.
If he couldn't take me with the job, he wasn't going to take me, so it's part of who I am, I guess.
But spending half the year away from home is not easy, especially when you want to start a family. What Charlene is not disclosing on this visit is that she's pregnant. It's early, and she doesn't want to jinx anything, but it's not a topic they shy away from.
I'm interested to see how that's going to work when we start a family, because I know usually the man's gone and the woman's on.
For right now, it's all about Charlene. So when it's mealtime, it's not surprising to see who's in command of the barbecue.
When she started off do this
Cooperating.
in this career, we didn't really think about it. What she was, it was just a career. She'd go and do something, and we're proud of her now as what she done. And now that we're being questioned about it, like you're proud of it, it makes you think in your back of your head, oh yeah, she is out there doing something amazing, something different. And other than that, she's just Charlene to us.
But Dad doesn't call her Charlene much anymore.
When she phones home in the evenings when she gets a service, and it's the first thing I'll say, aye, aye, Captain Girlie.
Fast forward 6 months, and there's no hiding what's going on with Charlene. All is going well, but the boys are a little worried.
I'm aware of that and a bit concerned.
You're concerned about that?
Well, yeah.
Okay, why?
What can we do? That's all there. It's in the back of my mind, it's all there. But so far, we're laughing and eating our jelly beans.
And here she is, cozy in her quarters, satisfying her cravings for jelly beans, and very aware of the extra attention she's getting from her crew.
They're all treating me like they're all dads now. I'm like their own daughter or something. You get them and they're questioning you all the time. Are you eating? Are you sleeping? They're taking good care of me here.
Back on deck, the Duel has entered the Thousand Islands region of the St. Lawrence River. Perfect sailing conditions, breathtaking scenery, some buildings fit for royalty, an outdoor playground, a natural border between Canada and the United States. But for the crew, there's no time for sightseeing. They are preparing the cargo for offloading. Millions of tiny iron ore pellets, a critical ingredient for the steelmaking industry. Later in the day, the Duel is crossing Lake Ontario. Another hot day coming to a close. The sun setting on the horizon over Toronto. But pretty soon, the sun will rise on a new life for Charlene.
It's not quite as easy as being on a big boat, is it, buddy?
And here's the newest member of the crew, James Cody Munden. Just like that trip to Hamilton, a smooth delivery. Hard to think about ships and cargo at a time like this, but Charlene is already making plans to have James join her on the Great Lakes.
I think someone's going to be spending a nice bit of time with his mom. If he wants to be a sailor, he can be. If not, well, he can be whatever he wants to be.
After all, that's what Mom did.
We're still learning. We're still trying to figure each other out.
For CBC News, I'm Terry Roberts.